If you've ever felt torn between keeping the peace and keeping your integrity, this practice is for you. We'll move in ways to restore the confidence to choose, the courage to say no, and the safety to stay connected to your own truth. In Chinese medicine, courage lives in the kidneys. Authentic expression flows from the heart, and clear decisions are guided by the gallbladder. When these systems are in harmony, we feel self-assured, steady, and decisive. But when fear or over-adaptation take over, like people-pleasing, like the Fawn response, that connection weakens. And then we can hesitate, overthink, or abandon our truth just to stay because it feels safe. So in this meridian-based Hatha yoga, we'll activate the kidney, heart, and gallbladder meridians to reconnect to courage, safety, and direction. We'll do this through grounding postures that stabilize through the legs and through the core, moving through expansive postures that open up through the chest and the side body, and transitions that invite clear, intentional movement forward. If you're new here, my name is Jyllin, and I share practices every week like meridian-based yoga and holistic practices to help you balance and reset in your body, mind, emotions, and your lifestyle. You can use my free Somatic starter kit that helps reset your nervous system for practices that you can use off of the mat. I'll have that linked in the description. And if this kind of practice supports you, subscribe so you continue to receive the practices that I share every week here. Before we begin, notice when you feel most pulled into self-doubt or into people-pleasing, and what happens in your body when you feel into the possibility of being disliked. If you want to share in the comments about those tendencies, I'd love to hear. I'm sure other people here would love to hear as well. And as we move through this practice, let's invite courage and our truth to take up that space instead. All right, let's get into the practice. Well, welcome to the park in Madrid. We'll start in Tadasana at the top of the mat. I'll start this standing sequence facing you. So you can come, bring your feet hip-width apart, have the big toes in slightly so the outside of your feet line up with the outside of your mat, and begin to press down through the outsides of your feet and feel an automatic engagement. Lift up through the body, up through the center of the body, and you're grounding down through the four corners of both of your feet. You can lift your shoulders up, roll them down, and reach down through your arms, down through your hands, down through your fingers. Feel a lift up through the neck. And with your eyes closed, let your breath begin to settle into your belly. Now on your next inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, curve to the right side, opening up the left side of the body. And breathe here. So when we work through the lateral lines, we're working with the gallbladder channel. And on your next inhale, come up to the center. Exhale, open up through the right side. And relaxing through the tops of the shoulders. This is a gallbladder point that can get pretty blocked up, holding up through the tops of the traps. On your next inhale, come to the center. And on your next inhale, open up through the chest. Feel an opening and lifting through the heart space. It's being easy with yourself. We're just starting out. And on your next exhale, open up through the back of the heart. You've been feeling an opening through the kidneys. On your next inhale, come up. Now begin to circle. Feeling an opening through the side of the ribs, through the chest, through the upper back. Take it a couple times each direction. On your next inhale, come up to the center, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, take your arms down into Tadasana. On your next inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips, bending your knees as you need. Let's move through some cat's cows in this position. If you need to bend your knees, again, take that option. And on your next inhale, look forward, lift up through the tailbone, and exhale, round out through the back, draw the chin in toward the chest. Inhale, open up through the front body, arch through the spine, and exhale, round out through the back, draw in through the front body. Couple more times. And as you're doing this, you can feel movement in the kidneys, feel movement through the front and back of the heart space. And now bend through your knees to plant your hands flat onto your mat, step your feet back, and come back into a downward dog. Now bring it about an 80-degree angle in your left foot. We'll set up for a warrior two on the right side. Step your right foot between your hands. And inhale, come up into warrior two. And actively open through your front inner thigh. So we're active through the kidney channel, building that courage. Long through the arms, lifted up through the waist, through the gallbladder channel, and grounding down through the outside of your back foot, down through the gallbladder channel. Now you can bring your arms up, and on inhale, open up into a reverse warrior, opening up through the right side of the body. Keep actively opening through your front inner thigh and pressing down through the outside of your back foot. Letting the tops of the shoulders relax down. And now come into an extended side angle, lengthening through the left side of the body. Can actively reach, moving the left ribs away from the hips, softening through the top of your left shoulder. And I'll come back into warrior two. Lengthen through your front leg and turn your front toes in. We'll set up for Padottanasana. Now taking your arms out wide, cross your left arm over your right, hug yourself. And now keeping the arms crossed, we'll come into Garudasana through the arms. Wrapping the arms as far around as they will wrap. Pressing the arms against each other, lifting up and out through the elbows, lifting up through the arms. Feeling this activation through the upper back. And you're lifting up through your inner thighs, pressing down through the outsides of both feet. And I'll fold forward. So perhaps the forearms come parallel to the ground. And the same thing here, continue pressing down through the outsides of your feet, lifting up through the thighs, and particularly through the kidney channel, through the inner thighs. And you can actively reach your elbows toward the ground. On your next inhale, come up, release the arms, take them back out. Turn your front toes forward. We'll come into a high lunge, rotating onto the ball of your back foot, and you can bring your arms down. On your next inhale, come into a high lunge. Now take your arms out wide, 90-degree angle at the elbows into a cactus position through the arms, and open up through the chest. Reach back through your elbows and lift up through your fingers. Now you can take your arms alongside the ears and twist, taking your left arm forward, your right arm back. And let your rib cage move. So the right ribs are moving back, the left ribs are moving forward. You're lifting up through the waist. And then bring your arms back overhead. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to your mat. Step back into plank. You can bring your knees down. Exhale through chaturanga, taking your time. So maintaining space across the chest, through the heart. And on inhale, let's come up into a cobra. So the thighs are still on the ground. Compressing the kidneys, active through the back body. And drawing the shoulders back, opening up through the chest. Now tuck your toes. Exhale back into downward dog. We'll set up for a warrior two on the left side, taking an 80-degree angle about in your right foot. Step your left foot between your hands. On inhale, come up into Vira two. All of the same notes. Active through the front inner thigh. So your knee is lined up with your second toe through the left leg. The shoulders are relaxed into the back. And you're pressing down through the outside of your back foot. So you're active through the gallbladder channel and also lifting up and active through the kidney channel, through the back leg. Now you can bring your arms up overhead, and on inhale, open into reverse warrior. And here the front leg wants to fall in. It's pretty common. Keep actively opening through your front inner thigh. Let's come back into warrior two and open into an extended side angle. Lengthening through the right side of the body. Pressing down through the outside of your right foot. The shoulders relaxed into the back. And now actively lengthen. So draw your right ribs away from the hips. And now you can come back into Vira two. Lengthen through the front legs. Turn your front toes in. Bring your back foot in so your feet are lined up for Padottanasana. Take your arms out and take your right arm over your left. Hug yourself. So you're walking your fingers toward your spine. And keeping your arms crossed, wrap the arms around each other. Begin to press the arms against each other and move the elbows up and away from the chest. Keep moving the arms and hands up toward your ceiling, toward the sky. And now press down through the outsides of both feet. Lift up through the thighs, through the inner thighs. Feel a lift up through the center of the body, through the abdomen. And now fold forward, hinging at the hips, staying long through the legs, long through the spine. And here you can actively reach the elbows toward the ground. Feeling this opening through the back of the heart space. On your next inhale, come up. Release the arms, taking them back out wide. Turn the front toes forward once again. Bend through the front knee and rotate so you come onto the back ball of the foot. On your next inhale, take your arms up into a high lunge. Drawing your front hip back, your right hip forward, and let's open the arms up into a cactus and open up through the chest. Open up through the heart. really compressing through the kidneys. Even feel it lift up through the sides of the body, through the waist. And now you can take your arms back overhead and twist, taking your right arm forward, your left arm back. And letting the rib cage move. So the right rib's moving forward, the left rib's moving back. On your next inhale, bring your arms back overhead. Take your hands to the mat on your exhale. Step back into plank. On an exhale, move through chaturanga. You can bring your knees down to maintain space through the chest. On an inhale, let's come into upward dog. So the thighs off of the ground, pressing down through the tops of the feet, and actively opening through your chest, drawing the shoulders back. You can open your throat to help you speak up. Say what you want to say. On your next exhale, press back into downward dog. Now on inhale, come to your hands and knees and come to sit back on your heels. Now if you have an Ustrasana practice, you can come straight into that. I like taking my fingers to the inside of the heels and lifting straight up from there. And of course, have the toes untucked or tucked, whichever feels better for you. If you don't have that practice, you can come up. You can keep the toes tucked for more support, also opening through your toes, your feet, and take your hands onto your lower back and just begin to lift up through the chest. You can let the hips move forward and keep moving the elbows in toward each other. Now, if you're in Ustrasana, lift up so much through the chest, draw the shoulder blades into the back, that you create a little cradle for your head if you take your head all the way back to open up through the throat. And if you open up through the throat, actively reach the chin away from the sternum. In this position, you can look up into your third eye. And we're doing this, taking our gaze inward and also exercising the eyes. Wherever you are with this, on inhale, come up in one piece and release to sit back on your heels. Come to rest in child's pose. Taking your forehead all the way down to your mat, to your ground, to your floor. The arms you can have alongside your legs. And if you want to cup out your lower back, you can take that option. Now let's bring the arms out into an extended child's pose. Non-inhale, come forward onto your hands and knees. Exhale, press back into downward dog. And now walk your hands back to your feet. Bring your feet out so they're about shoulder width apart. And come down into Malasana, or into a squatted position. Do whatever you need to do to be able to be here and be comfortable and balanced. And let's get the arms to the inside of the legs as high up as you can. Bring the hands together and draw the sternum, the breastbone, and the thumbs toward each other. And so you press your arms and legs against each other. Feel broad across the chest, across the upper back, strongly lifted and engaged up through the core, into the abdomen. And now press your knees into your arms and let your arms come out. And squeeze your arms with your knees. Let your chin release toward your chest. Open up through the back. Can open up through the kidneys. And on inhale, come back into Malasana, bringing the thumbs in toward the chest. Bring your hands down, bring the hips up, bring your feet back so they're hip width apart. And hang over. Can shake the head out, yes and no. And let's interlace the fingers behind the back. So open up through the chest one last time. Open up through the shoulders. And you can move side to side, opening up through the side ribs, through the gallbladder channel, through the waist. And now release your arms down, bend through your knees. Now on inhale, come into Utkatasana, into chair. Now on your next inhale, come up to stand. Let the chest open at the top. On exhale, bring your arms down into Tadasana. And take a moment to feel what's alive in your body right now. Perhaps noticing steadiness in your legs, warmth in your chest, or the rhythm of your breath. Each time you move like this and anchor into your own truth, your body can start to rewire its definition of safety, and then courage becomes less about pushing through and more about coming home to yourself. If you'd like to keep building that strength from the inside out, I'll be sharing complimentary practices over the next month. They're linked right here or in the description below. And if you haven't already, download my free Somatic starter kit for simple ways to reset your nervous system and deepen your connection with your body's wisdom. If this practice supported you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's learning how to honor their truth as well. Thanks for practicing with me today. Take care. I'll see you in the next practice.